Alrighty, lads, we're back. So, right now with this live stream, we're gonna kind of focus on the we're gonna kind of focus on the we're gonna focus a little bit on the magic, just because I don't really like the way that the magic spells are written. They need to be a little bit more organized, right? Ugh. I just woke up too. I took like a what 3 hour nap. Sheesh. Alright, where is it? It's my experiment folder. Okay. So this is my experiment folder, right? So what I kind of want is like to read things like this. And what I want is for it to be a little bit easier for people to read. So I'm going to do this. Requirements. Alright. Eight intelligence. Roll for a higher to cast. Why is this still bolden? Yeah, let's unbold that. Roll a 4 or higher to cast. And cannot crit fail. Failure results in nothing. Crit success of 12 results in either summoning one more skeleton or boosting stats of skeletons to 4 instead of 3. Right? Because then what we are doing is we are making it easier to read. Oh geez, why is it underlined? There we go. So see, doesn't this look better? But we're gonna have to increase the font size. So then that way all we gotta do is just simply go like, oh, you're casting this? Boom. And then you just look, requirements, 8 intelligence, roll this. If not meeting requirements, boom, boom, boom. Like, okay. Like, that's really all you gotta know, right? Like, that's easy. So we should write this down instead, right? We should write requirements dash roll dash if not meeting requirements roll dash. And that way we can just simply do is there. Isn't that so much more organized though, the way that we are doing it? So this way when you read a spell, it's not this jumble of text. Instead it's like, oh look, requirements. Boom, bang, boom, roll, this, this, this. If you don't meet requirements, this is your consequences. Like this just seems so much better. So what we're gonna do here is requirements. We unbold, unitalic, roll based on magic or intelligence modifier scale alone. Now this is going to be a spell that doesn't have a you don't meet the requirements. No, it's just simply it's based on the intelligence or magic scale. So if you have really, really, really high intelligence, you can do crits, you will never fail, blah blah blah. Someone just messaged. Ah, that's my sister-in-law. Oops. Damn, dude. You know what I you know what I ate recently? And like I don't know, I've been watching too many historical TV shows. I was watching Vikings and now I feel like I want to like go back like a medieval peasant and I want to eat all this like old ass stuff like cheese and bread. Like that's all I want. I don't know what it is, but watching those historic shows just awakens the fucking peasant in me, the medieval peasant. Thank you. That's it, right? No, it's 14. Fuck. Alright, well, whatever. I'm gonna leave like a small little gap. So roll. Is there a hotkey anyone knows about to unbolden stuff like quicker? Oh yeah, also I opened up a Twitter account. I've never used Twitter before, but this is what I'm posting now on Twitter is I'm posting like loading screen tips. So that way you fellas who are sitting there like, damn, World of Nosgoth is really tough, blah blah blah. You could just go to the Twitter account, my Twitter account, Freezer700, and you can look and go, oh look, here's some loading screen tips. Death is not permanent for the vampires. Death is just an entryway into another realm, the spirit realm. So it reminds me we need to make a post. So what we're gonna post is da 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 dum. I already created it. There we go. So there's someone who's been helping me a lot, and I mean like a lot, and that's gonna be Monty. Monty has been a fucking treasure trove. Okay, these are the people that I need, right? So Vola has been so fucking helpful with the Roll20 stuff and establishing how to play the game. He has been in oh my god, he's been so fucking useful because he gave me that table that I was too lazy to type. He gave me the stat modifiers, which has been a godsend, and then he's also set up the Roll20 stuff, and he's even set up macros for it. It's like, damn, dude, thanks. He's even been writing down like character sheets for like skeletons and shit like that, so that way even I forget, and that way I can remember. But Monty here, she's very new, and she has been just a fucking treasure trove. She's been giving me tips on how to do social media, tips on how to progress, tips on how to do stuff like artistically. She's been just amazing. Like, dude, the amount of advice that she's been giving and the amount of detail has been great. Like, she told us about reorganizing our the way our codexes were, so that way it was easier to understand. And I was like, damn, she's got good ass fucking ideas. I've been like taking notes. It's like shit. So yeah. So far networking has been very well. There has been a few other mentions like Fuddy. Fuddy has played every single campaign. He's played everything, the arenas, every he is a great play tester because he just rolls with it. He has a great attitude. Fuddy Nucker just rolls with it basically. He is like a dice. He just rolls with it. He creates characters. He does, he just plays the game. And honestly, that's all I need. If you cannot help me out designing the game or making art or just giving me ideas, that is fine. As long as you are play testing the game for me, you're invaluable. Invaluable. Because that's what it is Fuddy plays the game and he just simply shows like he'll do a character build and it's like, Fuddy, that character's not really working, is it? And he's like, nope. And I'm like, damn, all right, gotta take notes. I gotta change that. I need to edit that. Like, originally, as I said, a lot of players, Fuddy, Vola, Ryder, they would just do Perception Warrior. Why not Strength? Nobody was touching Strength. And it's like, okay. So I created Strength techniques. Now that I created techniques, all of a sudden everyone's like, ooh, we gotta get on Strength. We gotta get on Strength. But Perception Warriors are still strong. Just now they don't have access to those techniques. It's like, okay. So playtesting is invaluable. And I love every single person who's been with me so far because like it shows we are constantly working towards making this game a reality. Hashtag World of Nosgoth. Oh boy. Hold on a second. There we go. Because I'm about to like copy paste and because I forgot what I posted last time. Okay. Come join the brand new. Okay. I'm not very good with social media stuff. This is why someone like Monty has been just absolutely helpful, is because I'm not sure how to like network so well. Basically, I just expect my audience to come to me, but that's not ideal for growing. You're supposed to reach out to people. And that's where Monty has given me a lot of good ideas with this Twitter stuff. And so, armor too tough to crack? Focus on other avenues of attack. For humans, think of poison or sun magic. Hilden, attack the creature's stats or use glyphs. Vampire, use blood magic and mind spells. It's like, ooh. What did I just press? That's it. Hashtag TTRPG. Hashtag RPG. Legacy of Kane. And lastly, hashtag, what did I do last time? Fan fiction. Let's just do fan fiction. Or new game? I have no idea. Doo-doo-doo-doo. So yeah, that's gonna be basically what's happening. Is that Twitter? Monty said that a good estimation of growth is to do about like 2 posts a day. That's gonna be a little difficult for me to do. I'm probably gonna be doing like 1 post a day, but yeah. And of course, if you're wondering how people will get around, this is the actual like link in my profile, and the link leads them to the Discord if they have questions. But you have like all this other shit, so that way if they do have questions, they can always just reach out. Armor too tough to crack? Utilize this. There we go. Okay, roll. I really do need a keybind or something that Control B. That's gonna be interesting. Okay. Failure to cast results in either ally being trapped or taking 2 damage to self. So we're gonna try to do this for just about every spell if we can try. Because it just looks clean, right? Like, doesn't it look cleaner? It does. For those of you wondering too, I do have this. Oh fuck, which one was it? This one, Pixlr. So during the live stream, ask me what should my next tip be, or just tell me what my next tip should be that we should upload to Twitter tomorrow and the days after. So just tell me right now in the comments what should I leave as a tip that we should upload to Twitter and hopefully gain traction. Again, this isn't going to be something that will like happen overnight. This is probably going to be something that will happen after like months where people will see a post finally, years later. And they'll see one post and they'll go, "Huh, this looks pretty cool. This looks like RuneScape, this looks like RPG. I wonder what this is." And they're going to click on World of Nosgoth, or they're going to click on my profile, and they're going to see nothing but this. Just post after post after post, and they're going to be like, damn, this guy is really serious. And then they're going to take a look and go, ooh, damn, he's really serious. Spectral Grasp. Control B, A, I got it. Control B, I got it. Mm, mm. Yeah, that's right. Fraser 700 is getting technical. I'm becoming a computer whiz as the days go by. Oh, yeah. Alright, Spectral Grasp. Alright, so we need 8 intelligence. Four to cast. Higher to cast. Crit success of 12 results in Isn't this more easier, right? Because again, the point of my game is that I want players to easily get into it. I want players who are like Monty, where they have zero fucking experience with a D&D game, zero fucking experience with anything, and they just pick it up after one session. They're already done. Like an hour into the game, they're already rolling the dice. They're like, damn, man, I got this. And the GM just got to sit back and just be a spectator by that point. You know what I mean? And so far, it's been working. But the wording needs to be improved. The communication between me, the creator, and you, the player, needs to be better. So I need to write better. Simple as that. So, if not meeting requirements, roll. 6 or higher. 6 or higher. Why does it do that? 6 or higher to cast. Cannot crit succeed. Now this is going to be the first spell that has a damage calculation. I should have thought about that. Let's do that. Alright, so this is the first spell that has a damage calculation. Damage is calculated as intelligence divided by 2, ignores armor. I remember that. There we go. So that was the big thing, was we needed a spell that is not an actual necromancy spell. So there we go. There. Increase the size of this to 15. There we go. You know, tell me what you guys have been doing lately, because lately I've been watching videos on YouTube of like old 1980s, 1990s RPG games that just existed at one point or another. And to me, it's like really interesting to look at these old ass D&D style RPG. What was the name of that one? Oh my god, it was so bad. Ravenlock? Raven... or Ravenloft? 1983? Yeah. Dude, these old RPG games were rough. There it is. Yep. Ravenloft. This one was really interesting when I was watching this guy talk about it. It's like, it was crazy. So there's this stone tablet, right? And then one of the quests that you have is that the spirit gives you a stone tablet, and he's like, you need to follow the prophecy if you're going to win. And in order to win the game, you have to translate this tablet. So you go to a dungeon that has a translation device, so you can translate the hieroglyphs of the stone tablet. The game doesn't do it for you. You have to actually sit there with pen and fucking paper and sit there and go, that's how old school we're talking here. So you had to do the translation your own fucking... Oh man, dude. This is an old ass game. It was like 19 something. But can you imagine that if we were in like playing Skyrim, right? You're playing Skyrim, the Thieves Guild quest, where the guy writes his whole journal in the Falmer language. Falmer. extinct species fucking language, and you get the translation device, and now you have to actually translate that. Can you imagine that? Or can you imagine? Again, Skyrim, I was actually kind of hyped for it when it first came out because I was like, oh, if you can do Fus Roda and I have a microphone, that'd be really cool if I could yell Fus Roda on the microphone and then it happens. They did make that into a thing, so I called it. I was like, oh yeah, I called it. But they made it the Connect, not the fucking microphone. So fucking stupid. I don't know why the fuck they did that. But it would be really interesting if you played Skyrim and they did not translate to you what those dragon words were. So you just see the scratches and it's like, what does that scratch mean? So you have to actually open up the dragon stone that you got at the beginning of the game and go, yes. So based on this, that should be Foos. And as you say Foos, your character goes Foos and fucking blast shit. It's like, oh, okay. I know the spell now. Foos. Write that down. Like, that would be interesting. That'd be really cool if Skyrim had the balls to do that. But they don't. So that's something that I was watching this ancient RPG. I was watching this guy play it because I'm taking care of my son and I'm just sitting there for hours just holding my son. And this game is ancient, dude. It's interesting. I'll tell you what. That's the desert troll. But damn. Whew. Can you imagine if we had to play that kind of shit today? Damn, dude. Players would be very upsetty spaghetti. They'd be looking this shit up online. Can someone translate this? I can't be bothered. It's like, damn, dude. That would be rough. There's also some other interesting like RPGs I've been seeing. Huh, isn't that weird? I just now see your guys' messages on my phone, but I don't see it over here in the live streaming section. I wonder why that is. Because see, it doesn't show me top chat. Oh my god. Thank you, Green Raptor, for sticking around. Do you think Legacy of Kain Defiance would have been more popular if the fighting was less damage spongy? Funny enough, I think that was actually the best thing about Legacy of Kain Defiance that people talked about and praised it was that the combat was a much needed overhaul. And the reason why I say that is because Legacy of Kain series, the combat has always been very stale. And mind you, in order for your IP to grow, you have to broaden your horizons and make things more enjoyable that the general audience likes. If you're playing Legacy of Kain Defiance as a newcomer, there better be something there that you can enjoy while you're learning all this intense amount of lore. Much like Skyrim. Skyrim is, technically speaking, the easiest Elder Scrolls to ever fucking play. Even though the combat is very bullet spongy, it is the easiest one to play. And the reason for that is because it's appealing to a wider audience. And it works. You have to appeal to a wider audience if you want to grow your stuff. The issue with appealing to a wider audience is that you lose some of those hardcore fans who enjoyed certain aspects of it. Like right now with my game design, like right now in all my game design, what I'm doing is I'm kind of treating the combat like Soul Reaver 1, where you can hit a Slua and you're still running, like you can walk around them. That's why in my combat system, when you play World of Nosgoth, you can hit somebody and then next turn you could just walk around them. other RPGs, from what I have seen and what people have told me, other RPGs, you have to roll the dice to disengage from somebody. Never do we see that in the games, so I'm not putting that. I'm just simply making it where you could kite somebody if you want. Have a giant spear or a giant warhammer that has like a 4 tile range or a 2 tile range, and you're just whacking somebody while you're backpedaling. Just, yep, can't hit me, can't hit me. And you just keep walking backwards while they just can't get close enough to you. Like that's fine because that's how Legacy of Kain worked until Legacy of Kain Defiance. Defiance was different. So that's kind of the thing with my TTRPG design. Howl from the Forest. Summon 2 zombie werewolves. Requirements 9 intelligence. God damn it. 9 intelligence. Or 6 magic skill to cast. Yeah, this is going to be one of those things where there is no if not meeting the requirements. So again, you need to meet the requirements. There is no if not meeting. So roll is so they have to roll 6 or higher to cast. Fail results in nothing. Let's just do crit success first. Crit success. Oh, there's nothing in here about that. Or boosting stats by 1. See, this is a good thing we're reviewing this spell. There's no crit success here written down at all. So we're going to fix that. Yeah, sorry I couldn't read the comments earlier. I didn't realize that the fucking thing wanted top chat instead of just all of it. Fucking stupid. Why would that be the default? God, that's so annoying. Roll 6 or higher to cast. Crit fail, blah, blah, blah. Failure results in nothing. Cannot crit fail. I'm really glad to be doing this because it has been pestering me for quite a while. Must be a summoner, so see, we'll put that under requirements. This is why we have this up here at the top. This is my experiments page. So this means that I experiment with stuff and then I upload it. It's much easier this way. Much easier. Must be a summoner. All right. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Caster summons the restless souls of the world into a single blast. Boom! And hits you up with all that shit. But yeah, dude, if you ever want like a hardcore D&D game that's like crazy as fuck, Ravenloft. I'm surprised it's got good reviews because this game was actually considered really ass even during the time. But damn. It was really interesting though with this D&D game, this one Ravenloft Stone Prophet, was that there are these mummies, right? There was like 3 of them. You get a scroll, and this scroll, when you activate it, permanently kills a mummy. So, here's the thing. There's 3 mummies, I believe, or 2. It doesn't matter. One of them is the main big bad evil guy you gotta kill. When you kill a mummy, they just shrink into a pile of ash. If you're not fast enough, they will come right back up. They are literally immortal. There's only one scroll in the entire game that can permanently destroy a mummy, as far as I know. So you have this one scroll that can permanently destroy a mummy, but you've got 3 mummies that you could choose from. Yikes. You could use it in the big bad main guy, but the problem with that is that the big bad evil guy at the end of the game, he will probably one-shot your party. Probably. Because he hits your party with one spell and it does like 100 damage, which will just kill everybody in your fucking party. Doesn't matter how good you are. So it was very interesting nonetheless. And one of the mummies, it turns out one of the mummies like defiled a corpse and made this paladin resurrect back to life against her will. And undead is like against her religion. So she is literally unable to summon the powers of her own god, and she begs you to permanently kill this pharaoh. So you could do that, but it turns out when you permanently kill the pharaoh, that pharaoh that you just killed was actually trying to kill the main evil guy. It's like, oh fuck. It was really interesting. Ravenloft Stone Prophets. Don't tell me there was a sequel. Dear God. Damn, this shit's on Steam. I gotta see this. I gotta see this. As I said, I've been just chilling. I've been just watching shit. Let's see. Ravenloft. Oh my god, it really is. Oh boy. Damn, dude. Can you imagine this, right? I'm curious what the comments say. Yeah, there's no autosave, and having an autosave matters. One of the one of these D&D games, I can't remember which one it was, but one of the D&D games kind of ran by your processor as like a timer. And the problem with that was that by using your processor as a timer, during the time that was okay. But in modern day times, when you try to play that game, the timer is so fucking fast because our processors are so fucking fast. It was really funny watching this guy like struggle. Basically, what it was he was in this lava area, right? It's again one of these like 1980 fucking video games. He's in the lava area, and your processor would be so slow that that would be your timer, and you had to time it just right because these platforms would rise at specific timings. So it's like, oh, okay, platform rises, get on that platform. Wait, wait, wait. Another platform rises, quick, 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 get on there. That platform just sinks. And by the time you get to the end, ta-da, you beat the level, right? This one level was literally unbeatable in modern day computing because the moment that you enter the area, the moment you enter the level, your processor's like 1, 2, 3, boom, everything's done. All the platforms have risen and stuff, and boom, the volcano erupts, you failed the mission. And this guy was like struggling. He was like, how the fuck do I get through this? So he had to cheat. He had to lower the difficulty down to like easy setting, where it literally gives you infinite time to complete the puzzle. And it was like, damn, dude. It's not his fault. It's just that the gaming engineers at the time could not fathom the idea of a processor on a computer being that good as it is today. It's like, damn. I would love to see that. A video of these old school engineers who've got to be like 60 or 80 years old by now playing these old games that they've designed and go, yeah, we didn't know that this would be a problem. Like, can you imagine that? Damn. That would suck. Must roll 7 or higher to cast. Crit success of 12 results in 1 skeleton being summoned per person hit. Unless they pass a okay. Damage calculation. There we go. Oh boy. So this does look cleaner. Like now it's easier to read. My only issue is that this is going to take a while. That's why we're doing this while we're streaming. Let's see if our post made any waves today. Probably not. Yeah, I just got posted, so probably not. One engagement. Oh, that reminds me. We need to post this in our Discord. Like, see, we're going from this convoluted mess to now this, where it's very easy to read, very understandable. Requirements. We should just do this to all those stuff, yeah. Traumatized spell is my favorite just because it reminds me of it reminds me of a blue deck I used to have in Magic the Gathering. And there's literally a spell called Traumatize. It was very, 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 very good. I'll put in terms like that. So what it was if you play a blue deck, usually with blue decks you're about countering spells, like get that shit out of my face. Like someone tries to summon a giant fire tornado and do like 20 damage to you, you're just like, nah, cancel. The other way of playing a blue mage, the way I like to play it, was giving someone's deck diarrhea. I would just come in and be like, Montezuma's Revenge! And then boom, you would lose all your fucking cards. But the main spell of that deck was Traumatize. And you could have two or four versions of Traumatize. But Traumatize worked thusly. You cast it, and the person that you target loses half of their deck. Half. Let me reiterate that. Half of your fucking deck. Gone. Just gone. It's done. Bye. See ya. Just half of it. Throw it into the graveyard. Now, Traumatize would sometimes be a bad spell to use. And the main people you would not want to use that spell on would be people who were playing as black decks that usually revolved around Resurrection. Because what I did once was I did Traumatize on his black mage. And the moment that I did that, she casted a shitty 2-mana spell. 2 mana. And she brought a Grave Titan out of the fucking grave because half her deck was in the grave. She just summoned an endgame creature on turn 3 or whatever turn it fucking was. And I was like, oh shit. I basically had no real way to deal with it, except for one spell, I think, where I basically pacify it permanently unless she destroys the artifact, and she destroyed the artifact. So, fun times. You know, making so many spells in hindsight was probably a bad idea. Okay, here we go. So what's the font on this? 24. Beautiful. Alright, so we need that's the thing is I remember when I made this is I made it very worded in specific ways. Alright, so this one we need a 7. No, they need an 8 or higher to cast. Cannot crit succeed. Fail results in nothing. Crit fail 2 results in revealing. Mind read attempt to target. I read like a book is done. Think about it. What game allows you to give someone a stroke? This game allows you to give people strokes. Isn't that beautiful? While we're doing this, we can also review. Oh, okay, requirements. See, this is something I do like. Is I like the fact that I'm making spells that interact with other spells. So if I, as a vampire, cast Dominate and I take over someone's mind, another mind mage who's a Hilden can cure that person who's dominated by casting Join Us. And then boom, they're cured of the spell. I just don't really like the requirements being 3 and 3. I kind of want them to be a little higher because it is a very dangerous spell. Like, we're talking very dangerous. To be taking over somebody's mind, like, damn. So if everything's 3-3, then by level 4, you could just be casting Dominate for 12 runes. So, no. See, it doesn't even say here what the roll would be. Oh, 6. Damn. That's the only small update we're gonna do to it, is we're gonna make it a little bit stronger, because that's a little low. There we go. I like the idea of cranium overload. So it's like, not only did I dominate you, but I really took over your brain, and now I'm gonna overload it with magical knowledge and just cause your brain to just combust. Fuck, what did I just do? Nothing. Beautiful. See, now we're getting easy. Like, now we're doing, like, some shorthand stuff. Let's see this. There we go. I don't want to sign up. That's the problem. I hate signing up for shit because then I get like spam calls like crazy, dude. So let's think, right? The roll. What is the roll? Okay, so they need to roll 5 or higher to cast. Crit success. 12 results in stopping target moving for 4 turns. Failure results in nothing. Beautiful. Yeah, I know the whole thing was a Bolden. I roll 7 or higher to cast. Cannot crit succeed. Failure results in caster not moving or not making an action next turn. Crit fail, 2 results in getting dim-witted traits. If to resist, roll a 4 or higher. No, you're fine, Fuddy. You are totally fine. Trust me, man. This is boring stuff, right? Like, this is boring stuff. All I'm doing is updating our magic page, right? So this is what our magic page looks like. Like, let's look at Soul Blast, right? Let me zoom in. Okay, Fuddy. So this is what our magic page looks like, right? Soul Blast, 14 runes. You must be a summoner. Caster summons the restless souls of the dead in one blast. Hits 3 targets. Damage is magic skill that ignores armor. Blah, 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 right? This is the new Soul Blast. It is not changed. I have not changed it. It's the same. It's just it's easier worded. So you can read it better. I don't know why my phone just kind of like closed out. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. Like you see here, if you do not meet requirements, you can't cast a spell. It's just that simple. If you are not a summoner class, you cannot cast a spell. And here's the damage calculation. Hits 3 targets. The damage is magic skill equals damage. Ignores armor. Flat. That's it. There is other spells like we were just doing Dominate. Dominate is one of those where if you crit succeed of 12 and you have a magic skill of 6, you can get Cranium Overload. Cranium Overlord's right here. I did just change the spell. I did. Because it was originally 3 cunning and 3 magic skill. That's too low. I bumped it up to 4. It's not much, but if someone is doing like hardcore leveling, they could easily have gotten this with a trait. Like there was one trait that I think I had where your intelligence gives you that much cunning. Was it that right? I think it was. I know I had a strength that gave cunning, but nonetheless, that's way too easy. Because if I did the strength that is cunning with a 5 strength stat, then what happens is it becomes yeah, the one skill change can definitely be the difference. Because right now, as it stood, my character, Velmar, with just 5 strength, and with the Thug and Opportunist perk, he could get, yeah, he would have 3 cunning. 3. Because 5 divided by 2, 5 divided by 2 is 2 plus 1. That's 3 cunning. 3 cunning. This requires 4. It used to require 3. So all I would have to do is get like 2 points into magic, and then boom, I could cast the most powerful spell you can imagine, which is this. So now I changed it. I made it where it's 4 or higher. You have to have 4 in magic skill and cunning. And that one little point difference definitely does change things. Now we're on Traumatize. Cannot crit fail. Failure results in nothing. Beautiful. 4 or higher. Shattered Mirror. Okay. But you see how easy it is now to like read what it is. Like it tells you a bit here. This is what the spell does. This is what you need. If you're reading the human magic, you will not be seeing this. There is no, oh, I don't meet the requirements, but I could still cast. No. Human magic is very tough. You have to have the requirements. So it may just be these short little sweet things of, here's the requirements, here's the rolls. Done. But with Hilden and with Vampire, you're going to probably see these. I don't think Hilden has any spells that if you don't meet the requirements, you could still cast. I don't think it does. But if it does, we'll get there eventually. Right now, we're just focusing on the vampires. Shattered Mirror. Blast to target sanity. Beautiful. I like that description. This goes to a font of 15. Fuddy, while you're here, we did open up a Twitter account. And the Twitter account is pretty basic. We're basically promoting the game, right? I don't know how to use Twitter. Monty has been helping me. Monty has been just an amazing and valuable asset. She's very willing to help me get my stuff out there. So yeah, you just click on your thing and it'll be like, oh, what's World of Nosgoth? You click that and it shows you all the posts about World of Nosgoth. Boom, there it is. Now she was saying about YouTube Shorts. Does anyone know how to really do those on the computer? I know how to do YouTube Shorts on my phone, where I basically use it like Snapchat, right? Where I'm like, hey, look at that. That's something stupid, and then I post the short. Like that's all I know. That's about as good as my technology gets. There is some way you can do shorts on YouTube, and I'm not quite sure how to do it. Because I do see people do it all the time. I don't really watch it, but I do see it where it's like, oh, this guy says something crazy, blah, 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 and you just see a bunch of words like popping into your face. Now, as far as promoting World of Nosgoth, I don't know how I would promote it through that. Unless I would go back to our live streams and go, what this guy did was just insane. He just uppercutted a dude's ribcage out of his back. Like, I don't know, dude. I got no fucking idea. Like, I'm trying to think of like these shitty TikTok Instagrammers. Like, how do they make content? How can I replicate that? You know? God damn it. I'm just trying to promote my game, god damn it. But yeah, this will be the next post. Tomorrow is Razielum. The next post after that we'll do Terrellum and Rahabim. So yeah, we're gonna do basically loading screen tips because Monty gave a really good idea, and I was like, "Hey, Monty, that's a really good idea." So requirements: 6 intelligence and 6. Okay. Okay, let's see. Was okay. Yeah, right now we've been so just to kind of catch Monty up, I mean not Monty, Fuddy up, is we were talking about like shitty old D&D games that were like 1980s, 1990s. And one of them that I watched this guy play was let me see if I can find his YouTube video so I could like promote him. He Ravenloft. Who the fuck was it? This guy. If you watch this guy's video on the 1995 horror game Ravenloft, it is very interesting. It's like, wow, this game looks like ass. And watching this guy play it, I was like, what the fuck? I don't really know this guy's channel other than he does like a lot of D&D retro games, and that's about it. Yeah, I'm not sure what else. But yeah, this video is really interesting. Ravenloft, Stone Prophets. I'm telling you, man, there are some crazy old games. You would not believe how ancient video games are, right? Because it's one of those things where people think video games, they're thinking like maybe the 80s if you're counting the arcade games. But no, video games kind of go back to like 1940s. Like there are some old ass video games, and it's like, wow, dude. Like you watch some of it, and it's like, damn, these games do not. They leave a lot to be desired. Not graphically, but just gameplay wise too. They look like ass. There was one like dragon jousting or some shit. It was like really bad. Now you may think dragon jousting, that sounds cool as fuck. No, trust me, it wasn't. Where was it? Yeah, this is it. And what do you know? It's the same YouTuber who does it. Sky jousting. Was that the name of it? Yeah, this game was like absolute dog. It was absolute ass, dude. It was bad. I cannot tell you how bad it was. It was really bad looking. And there was nothing really to do. Like these were we have to remember the context of the video games that were released back then is that video games back in like the 80s and the 90s and before that 70s 60s, they weren't really games that had these amazing storylines or this really deep connection with character development. No, these were just games where you just pour in time. It's a time waster. You may spend 3 hours on a fucking dungeon, get absolutely nowhere, and then that's it. No story, really. There's a story kind of in the background, but it's not really that important. Or better yet, the story's in the background and you just don't really give a shit because you're just here just to smite goblins in a fucking cave. Like, that's what these games were really about. And we see that with, like, Nintendo because, Mario. It's like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna jump on top of this mushroom dude's head and oh wow, I just flattened his ass into a pancake. Okay, I guess he's dead. And just move on. Like there's no thought to it. There's no provoking intrigue to it. But you have to remember it's for the time period where during their time that's not an option for video game coding. So let's just focus on entertainment. Let's focus on gameplay. Something that someone or a family could just sit down and spend hours wasting their time on. And that's really all it was. Which is fine. I mean, look at Starfield, right? Starfield came out, and Starfield is kind of like a harken back to that, where it's really just kind of like a time waster. You just go around, do the same Radiant mission over and over again, do the same thing over and over again, do the same thing over and over again. Join a new faction, do the same thing over and over again. The only difference with Starfield is that we do get a little bit of character development. We do get like character interaction, stuff like that, storylines, which back then wasn't really that wasn't the main concern. So it's very interesting, like watching old video games, compare them to today. Very interesting stuff. As I said, I like old video games a lot. But when I say old video games, I'm thinking mostly like 1990 to like early 2000s. Games that are starting to develop stories. Games that they focus less on the gameplay, like the 80s games, and they focus more on the story at a cost of the gameplay. So the gameplay may be ass, but the storyline is fucking top notch. The writing is just amazing. And it's like, oh yeah, those are the games I gravitate towards. You as my audience may disagree. You may say, nah, gameplay is more important to me. Because if I'm listening to an amazing story by Confucius, it doesn't help the fact that we're literally sitting in a grassy field with nothing to do. Like, I understand that. I understand that completely. Roll 5 to cast. Crit success 12. Target is stunned for 1 turn. Failure results in nothing. Cannot crit fail. Okay. There we go. Let's cast this up here. You know, I haven't looked into Hogwarts Legacy. And the reason why is because Harry Potter's never really fascinated me. I will say this: my favorite Harry Potter movie was the fucking Goblet one, the tournament, whatever you want to call it. Because the thing was with the Harry Potter movies is that again, I never read the books. I don't really care to. Is that when you read, I mean not read, when you watch some movies, they talk about Hogwarts as if it's like the only magic school, the only one. But then you see all these other schools show up. It's like two of them. One school is a bunch of like warrior boys from like Russia. Who knows where the fuck they're from. And then the other school was like that super preppy ballet schoolgirl fucking one. And it's like you look at those kids and then you compare them to Hogwarts kids and you're just like, Hogwarts, your kids are fucking defenseless compared to these ones. And the reason why I say that is because like when you really watch Harry Potter, the movie, and it bothered me with the last two movies, it made no fucking sense. Is that in the Harry Potter movies, they never show teaching the kids combat, like, at all. They show one thing where they like summon a snake at the other guy, and the other guy summons a bird or some shit. But that's not combat. That's not actually fighting. And it was just one of those things that just kind of made no sense because then you get to like the Deathly Hollow, which was like the last two movies. And those kids who are quote unquote training, they're training in a room, but all they're doing is casting like, ooh, I can make a light. Ooh, I can make a phantom that doesn't help me at all. And now all of a sudden a battle's happening. You just see them flicking up fireballs and shit. It's like, wait, what? Y'all didn't learn that bullshit. I call bullshit. Y'all did not learn that shit. Y'all never even practiced that shit. Nah, 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 nah. And of course, I know Harry Potter fans are gonna be like, "Well, actually, if you read the books, they did this one thing." And it's like, dude, I am not gonna read the books. It's just one of those things that really kind of like annoyed me to a extreme degree, more so than it should have. Oh my god, I could cast depression. I forgot about that. So when it comes to drinking someone, Dat Boy, welcome back by the way. But when it comes to drinking someone who's near death, I would just do a strength check. That would be me. That would be the way I would do it. Strength or melee skill check, whatever you want to do. Other GMs might not like it that way though. Other GMs may be more sticklers to the rules and say, there's nothing in the rules that say that. Again, it's up to the GMs. If I was hosting the game, Dad Boy, and you were a player who was a vampire and you were trying to drink somebody, I would definitely go by that and say, like, listen, you got 8 strength. This guy's got 4. He's got 1 HP left. If you roll a successful strength check, you're just going to grab him by the shoulders and say, time for protein shake. And you're just going to suck the shit out of his neck. Like, that's the way I would do it. That's the way I would do it. Like, that's just me, though. Nothing, damn. That's kind of one toxic trait I have is that anytime I make a post or I post a video, I keep like looking back, looking back, looking back. I'm always like, did it blow up? Did the video blow up? Did the video blow up? Is my time to shine now? Like, no, no. I don't know why I do it too, but I do it a lot. Must be Zephanim or Deceiver class to cast. Roll 8 to cast. Crits. Success of 12 results in target unable to perception check and unable to use shields when attacked. Blood Salvo spell and Vampire Bloodlines. So I played Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And it's not that bad of a game. It's actually really fun. But I did the questionnaire where it asked me like a bunch of questions and it determined what clan I was. And it gave me Gangrel. I read the Gangrel and I was like, they don't really like people. They're strong. They're basically warriors. Fuck it. I'll do it. I'll do it. And I maxed out like my melee skill really fast to the point that no one could resist me if I grabbed them and I sucked them. Yeah, that's right. I'm that guy in the prison block that you don't want to share a bunk with. I just grab you and suck you, and there's nothing you can do about it. But as I was playing, I realized that guns were way better than fists. Like way better than fists. So I just started dumping all my points into guns. And then, of course, I didn't have like really any points in like persuasion. I didn't really have any points in just about anything. It was just basically combat. Just melee, defense, like that was it. And it was really fun when I would fight the bosses. Because I would fight these bosses and my gun skill was maxed out, right? So I'm using the shotgun. Just bam, bam. It was doing jack shit to the bosses. Like, absolutely nothing. And if the battle was getting really intense, I would just switch to my melee and I would just start punching them, roundhouse kicking them, and it did way more damage than my fucking gun did. I was like, oh yeah. No, I didn't max out protein or bat form. No. Fuddy over here is playing Dead Man Wonderland. Goddamn. I forgot that part. So yeah, I like that one anime, Dead Man Wonderland. Crow. When Fuddy was saying about using a blood weapon, this is who I think of. This guy is badass. If you've never seen the anime Dead Man Wonderland, I highly recommend it. It's like what, 2 seasons? It is really badass. Me and my friend Anthony were fucking like salivating out of it. Oh my god, we wanted this show to have like a season 3. Never fucking happened. But dude, it is badass. It's hardcore, it's heavy metal, like damn. But this guy, fun fact about this guy is that Crow, he's actually considered weak as fuck compared to all the other dudes who have the superpowers of being able to use your blood as weapons. He's considered weak as fuck, which is funny because he's considered weak as fuck, but everyone loves him because he's so badass, and he really is. Like, it's really good. I can't spoil the show if you've never seen it. But that's why I loved is that Crow was basically like Wolverine from X-Men in the fact that he is not powerful. His gift is not that good, but he's able to still beat people who are way stronger than he is. And it's because he's determined. He's a tormented character. It's like, that's such a cool feature. It's why people like Wolverine. Wolverine, he's nothing. He's a fucking nobody when it comes to like Jean Grey, shit like that, Cyclops. But Wolverine still kicks ass against stronger mutants. Why is that? It's because he's determined. He's a tortured character. He will not stop. He's a survivor. It's such a badass thing. The only character I didn't really understand his abilities was Owl. I think that's his name. Yeah, this guy. I didn't really understand what his balls do because they didn't really show it. Like, does his balls just explode? Or did his balls, like Magneto style, just fucking zip through you like several times? It wasn't really clear. Because again, they never really showed it. Like, this little girl just fucking batting that shit away. I didn't really know what his ability was, to be honest. I was like, cool, he makes little blood balls. I don't really know. Like, bruh, I got zero fucking idea. Funny enough, the same people who made Dead Man Wonderland are the same people who made Eureka 7. And you can kind of tell some of the character designs look pretty similar. I also like the music intro. Dead Man Wonderland is really good. Really, really good. It's an anime that makes you wonder why the fuck they didn't make a season 3. It was really fucking good. What's his name? Dead Man Wonderland. Fuck, what was his name? Protagonist. It was like Shinji, right? Oh, Ganta. My bad, Ganta. Okay. Take a look at Ganta. Take a look at the way he's dressed. Okay? This picture in particular looks really good. Okay. Looks very similar to Renton. This is the protagonist of the Eureka 7 series. They look very similar. Just that his hair's black and he's a little bit more pissed off looking, whereas he's very more rounded, more relaxed. That is literally it. Besides that, same body type. It is night and day Like you can clearly see it. Again, it's not their fault. They're made by the same company, but so Eureka 7 was something I saw when I was like, oh god, how old was I? I was maybe like 12 years old. You know, cringy teenage years, you know? Yeah. And it was airing on Adult Swim at 10 p.m. every night. And this was back when TVs could actually record your shows. So I would like program the TV to record every 10 p.m. Adult Swim Eureka 7 as it would air. And I had all 50 episodes fucking recorded on my goddamn TV. I was so fucking happy. But Eureka 7 is a very difficult anime to watch when you're older. So like the thing is that if you watch Eureka 7, it gets really annoying when you're an adult on how much the protagonist cries. He cries like almost every episode. But when you're younger, like a teenager, you totally get it. You totally understand. Like he's full of emotions. There's a lot going on. He's just letting it all out, venting basically. But the show itself is not really about the main protagonist. It's about a lot of things. It's dealing with themes of like what it means to fall in love at a young age, what a war torn world would look like, um, what does it mean to be a rebel. Like it's got so many philosophical themes in it. It is very hard to unpack it all. Like I've rewatched it, I want to say 12 times, 11 times. I've seen Eureka 7 like a lot. And the reason why is because every time I come back to it with a different perspective on life, I find new things about the show that I just find very fascinating that I never thought about when I was much younger. But yeah, I talked about my lore channel actually a few times. Dat Boy, if you're still here. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we had two videos, the Vodarak and the sequel that Eureka 7 would need. So I talk about these things. Oh no, there was another one. Yeah, Eureka. Let's just type in Eureka. Yeah, there was two more videos. Eureka 7 anime review, and then what is Eureka. This video in particular was very interesting to me, but the Vodarak was very interesting as well. Again, no one does lore content for anime except for your boy here. And Eureka 7 is something that I would like to do another video on later on, talking about like what exactly is some of the characters in the series. Because some of the characters in the series, we just have to take them for face value, but there's kind of like a lingering malice or suspicion to their history, and it's like, I don't know if I should trust them, you know? It's really interesting. It's Eureka 7 is like 50 fucking episodes. It is 50 episodes. I know that because I've seen them all. You know how bad it is? Is I could watch one of these episodes and I already know what the whole story is. Like, damn, how bad is that? There's a sequel called Eureka 7 AO, and then there was a bunch of movies made. Many fans in the series recommend you do not watch anything past episode 50. Once you get to episode 50, that's it. The show's over. Done. Because once you get to all this other stuff, you realize that it's ass. It's like retconning, it's alternate universes. Like, it's really bad. It is insanely bad. Now, you may wonder, why would they retcon everything if the original 50 episodes were so good? The reason why is because the creator of Eureka 7, the director, he hated that he was pressured by the fans to give the show a happy ending. So, he basically set about butchering the series to the best of his abilities, which is making really, really shitty sequels, making movies that were just god awful, that were just complete bastardizations of the lore and of the fucking 50 episodes. And then this isn't me saying like, oh, the director is just an asshole. No. He openly admits that he hated Eureka 7. So he's taking it out on the fans by just releasing ass content. And it's like, okay. Who's that fair to, you know? Like, oh my god, I liked your work. Oh no, you know? How evil of me to enjoy your work. Yeah, there's like 4 movies, and all of them are like fucking ass. But it's just interesting. Yeah, there's a few series that I've been like keeping an eye on, tabs on. One in particular is Overlord. I find it so fucking hysterical. One Punch Man I find really funny, but Overlord is really good. Overlord, One Punch Man. One that I really want to watch right now is Berserk, the Golden Age arc. I haven't seen this. Apparently, it's a retelling of the original series. I don't know what's different though, if there is anything different. But I've seen all of Berserk. I just haven't seen this, and I haven't watched the movies. I only watched, correction, I've seen the third movie because the first and the second movie didn't really do anything other than retell the anime. The third movie, though, of Berserk was where there was new stuff. That's where you show Griffith raping Casca. It shows like all this crazy shit in the demon realm. Like, it was insane. Funny enough, a lot of people didn't like what was it? They didn't like Berserk 2016, and I actually liked it because Berserk 2016 had like this gong noise, and people were like, "This gong noise is so fucking stupid." Well, I actually liked it, and the reason why I liked it was because not because everyone else was crying about it, but I liked it because they've been saying it over and over again in the anime that it's not a sword. It looks like a sword, but it's really not. And sure enough, that's what I would imagine. Like, if you got swung by something like this, it's probably gonna make a loud ass fucking chime noise. And Guts even says it himself when he's battling Zog. He's like, I feel my bones rattling. if your bones are rattling, that sword is probably making a fucking loud noise. And sure enough, what does it sound like? Gong 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 gong. Like it's it's loud. I loved it, but people didn't like it. I don't know why. I thought that shit was so funny though. Gong 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 gong. As I said, I really liked it. It's kind of interesting to look at Berserk though and realize that, the anime started with the Golden Age arc, but the manga doesn't. The manga starts with Guts just doing his thing, killing demons. And then the Golden Age arc came in as like a prequel. But the anime doesn't do it that way, and the reason why is quite simple. No one gives a fuck about a demon slayer. Nobody. They only give a fuck about Demon Slayer if they see why he hates demons. It's just that simple. If you're sitting there and you're saying, but actually I would have liked it from the, I'm telling you, you wouldn't, because there's so much like stuff to unpack that it really doesn't make sense. That's a very honest critique too, is that some people just don't like the 3D animation. And some of the 3D animation really did look bad. That's why the Berserk 2017 or 2018, the one that came out later, the second season, was a blend of 3D with 2D. Because 3D looks good in some areas, like the combat, but 2D looks better for capturing like emotions and such like that. That's why the 3D thing was a really like kind of a hindrance. So we need a 7 or higher. If player doesn't meet requirements. Oh. I forgot Energy Bolt was like that. So if you don't meet the requirements, you can do basically +1 damage to your spell because the 4 negates the -3. This is the only spell I think that actually can crit if you don't meet the requirements. It's very interesting. I have to look into that a little bit more. Alright, they need a 4 to cast. Yeah, my wife and I have been watching the shit out of Vikings. It's really good. You know what? Just give me this. I'm tired of typing. There we go. So yeah, this is gonna be much easier to read. Let me post this so that way Vola can see it. Yeah, like again, we're just trying to make things easier for people to read. We're not trying to go out of our way and redesign spells. No, 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 no. That would take way too much of my fucking time. Okay, so you just need a 7 in any stat. Okay. Hey, beautiful. How's kitchen? How's the baby? Love you too. Crit fail results in doing 4 damage to targets. Ignores armor. Yeah, you know a game I really want to play lately? I really want to play Kingdom Under Fire. This, it may sound weird, but I love Kingdom Under Fire, dude. I can't stop, and I won't stop. Ugh. I love Kingdom Under Fire a little bit too much. Like I started doing lore videos again for them because 40 views all of a sudden. Jesus, Jesus. I saw Fuddy you commented on them. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's 6. 40 views. God damn. Alrighty, lads. We're 40 views. Came Under Fire lore is wild. Oh, dude, you have no idea. It is insane. I don't know if I mentioned it. I probably have because I talk about it like all the time. The battle for the Altar of Nauart is the most insane video game battle I have ever seen. Hands down, to date, I'm calling it out. No video game have I ever played where they illustrated a battle that was as crazy, as chaotic, as wild as the Battle of Nauart, the Altar of Nauart. That battle is absolutely fucking insane. Because you had the Pope's own army who went rogue. They are versing the entire fucking world. But the Pope's army is literally the best army in the fucking world. They're supposed to be his guards, but they're actually an army. They have the best gear, the best training, the best troops. They are amazing. And they literally fought the entire world. They're fighting Ecclesia, they're fighting Hexter, they're fighting the Dark Legion entirely. They're even fighting the Cadus, which are the rebels of the fucking Dark Legion. They're fighting Hieronodon, they're fighting everybody, dude. There is not a single person who didn't want to come in and kick their ass. But at the same time, nobody wanted to kick their ass first. They wanted the others to do it. So that way they could come and clean up. That wasn't working. And the worst part is that they don't really want the Patriarchal Guard to die to one of their enemies because they had a very powerful ancient artifact in their possession that if someone had it, it would turn the tide of battle very, very swiftly. So everyone's like in a race to beat the Patriarchal Guard, but at the same time, they're trying to make sure the other guys don't get fucking close. It is a free for all. We're talking like 6 fucking armies just all fighting each other. It was insane, dude. I love it. See, I'm a person who loves chaos, okay? The more chaotic things get, the better. And then the battle ends in the most crazy way ever. It's like, who won, Freezer? Who won? None of them. Fucking demons showed up out of nowhere and just kicked everybody's ass. It's like, what the fuck? Where the fuck did demons come from? Yeah. They just came out of nowhere and kicked everybody's ass. Everybody. Velon lost its king, so they were in total disarray. Hexter, their warlord, was no longer immortal, so now the orcs were starting to rebel. Ecclesia lost its pope, and they lost just about everybody. Hieronodon finally gets to the fight. They were like the last ones to join the fight. And they're immediately overwhelmed by demons. But Hieronodon are very headstrong people. They don't like to retreat. So they're fighting tooth and nail these demons to the point that the orcs of Hexter had to pull them out and say, listen, you guys got to calm the fuck down. You are not winning against this. Pull their asses the fuck out. It's like, holy shit. What an insane battle, dude. I love that. Every time I watch it, it's just amazing. I love it because of how crazy it is, okay? It's just amazing to me because like it's not that popular. See, like Jesus Christ, dude, like it just amazes me that that's not talked about. As I said, Kingdom Under Fire was insane. I fucking loved it. Oh my god. The crazy ass battles, the crazy ass gameplay. It was like, oh my god. You felt like you were in a medieval time period. I'll tell you what, man. The chaos, the destruction, it was like, oh my fucking god. My favorite is in Kingdom Under Fire Heroes, you're playing Ellen, right? And you're on mission 3. Yeah, mission 3. So mission 3 is you know what? I actually have the video of it. I have the recording of it. Because I was trying to record videos, but that didn't really work out.
The castle. Damn it! If these were dark scums, I'd have shown them how.
Like, just look at this shit.
Rupert, we're heading toward the inner castle with the remaining forces. Farewell, lady.
Well, those Aronidin sure are a well-mannered bunch.
God, dude, this game is badass.
Wait. Something's not right.
Archers ready. Archers
This is me playing, by the way. This is the mission, though. This is mission 3. Glaucus. So you go to Glaucus. Now Glaucus, there is a elf hiding here. You may wonder, why are you getting an elf? Here's the reason. Arayan, the city that you were just defending, you are the Ecclesia. Ecclesia literally stands for theocracy. The Pope is the king. You're the Ecclesia force that comes in to Arayan, and you're here to help Arayan because the Dark Legion is attacking Arayan. Arayan is like Constantinople, okay? It is literally the one city that is the barrier between the Dark Legion and all of humanity. So everything's kind of focused on Arayan right now. Now, what is Arayan? Arayan, I actually did a lore video on it, is a human elf settlement. Elves live there, humans live there. Arayan's under siege, and Ecclesia is not helping. Hieronidin is helping because that's part of their kingdom. So Hieronidin's fighting tooth and nail. That's the guy who's all dressed up in fucking armor with like the cape on his back. Yeah, they're fighting tooth and nail, defending the shit out of Arayan. You don't want the Dark Legion to win. But you don't really want the elves to own the city. You want Ecclesia to own the city. So during the second battle of Arayan literally Sir Justino, who's the commanding officer of the army, he says, we will not help Hieronidin or Arayan until they're about to fall. And all the other Ecclesian guys are like, wait, what? We're gonna let our allies like die, and then we're just gonna swoop in and save the day? Yes, that is absolutely what we were doing. It's like, what the fuck is this? What sort of corrupt tactic is this? Either way, you swoop in, you save the day, and Sir Justino talks to the king, and he tells the king of Arayan, if you sign over and become a vassal of Ecclesia, we can guarantee great protection, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, you want Arayan, I'm not giving it to you. Get the fuck out of my castle. So Sir Justino goes, you know what? That's okay. Because the king has a sister named Snowstone. Snowstone is willing to work with the Ecclesians because she's a fire mage. She's hot tempered. She will do anything to fuck up the Dark Legion. If Ecclesia wants to join in, more power to them. So that's what you do, is you're looking for Snowstone.
What's the word? A robot?
It is
Yeah,
insane, dude.
A ro-
Banished for committing some kind of a crime.
Yeah,
But
you
I
find
don't
out
think she was
Snowstone
involved
was
in the
banished
crime.
for committing a crime.
That
It's like,
sounds
ah,
familiar.
shit.
Looks like elf nobles can dig it just as much as their human counterparts.
Move out!
Yeah, the mission is literally just...
Disperse!
Oh yeah, and
And find her we will. But where?
the entire soundtrack is heavy metal, by the way.
Stand by!
The entire soundtrack is heavy metal, dude. Yeah. There's a bit of a pathing issue in
My
the
soldiers, get
computer
ready!
game. So this is on PC that I'm playing.
Archers, halt! Archers ready.
Be prepared to
And I
fight!
noticed that on the PC there was a bit of pathing issues where I would tell my guys to go one direction and they would go the fuck off
Fear not!
different
Those
directions.
archers will be more effective from higher ground. Not and fight well!
Yeah, there's no officer for this shit, so I just had to fight. Yeah, see, there's orcs coming in. I see the orcs, I stop firing because I'm like, oh shit, the orcs are gonna probably, Here's the orcs.
No mercy.
I hope you like it like this.
Yeah, I casted the wrong spell. This is why I hate playing Ellen, is because Ellen's combat moves are absolutely ass. They are absolutely ass, dude. As I said, Kingdom Under Fire is fucking metal as fuck, dude.
Your orders?
I love Kingdom Under Fire
We've
a lot.
unlocked Curatio.
Cure ratio. When you get to the
Guess we killed them all.
higher difficulties of the game, you basically won't be doing this. You won't be doing like a lot of fighting. You'll be
Disperse!
instead just
Archers away.
switching
Archers,
between your
halt!
two units and commanding them how
Archers,
to do
move!
shit.
This way!
Okay, so
My
we already found
soldiers, get
Snowstone.
ready!
Cool. See, there's a bit of a pathing issue. The green path is where I'm supposed to be going, but my guy isn't doing that. He's fucking off somewhere in the forest.
Attack!
Attack!
Archers ready.
Be prepared to fight! Fear not and fight well!
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, shit, where the fuck is that leader? There she is. She's fucking my tomatoes.
Watch the flank.
But yeah, despite the name Snowstone, she's actually a fire mage. Yeah, see, I fucking hate Ellen's fighting style. She
We're
sucks
in.
ass.
Archers, pull back from the field.
2 orc infantry. Yeah, someone else said Drakengard. I think it may have been you. It's very button mashy, I'll tell you what.
Watch the flank. Yeah. We're in melee. Archers, pull back from the field. Your orders? The archers take victory.
Let's see.
Fight!
Skip. There's Snowstorm.
Archers.
I don't like elves.
Archers ready.
So yeah, you find Snowstone.
Archers.
Now it turns out in Glaucus there used to be a castle that levitated in the sky. And you find out that Snowstone may have had something to do with that.
Archers!
Yeah, these are the regular elves fighting the dark elves. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's right. Hit back, pull that bowstring, bam, 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 and just fuck up everybody, dude. It is badass. I love it. Alright, let's see.
Be prepared to fight!
It's gotta be around here. So, like, you get Snowstone, and now you're like, okay, let's leave the fucking area. As you're leaving, it is a huge army waiting for your ass. They're like, we know Snowstone's here. We're gonna kill this bitch.
Halt! Attack! Charge!
Your orders?
Fear not, and fight
Archers
well!
ready! Meteor away!
Yeah?
O raging elementals, burn the hearts of mine enemies. Meteor!
Meteor. She just cast it on her.
Magician destroyed this place. It must be her.
Yep. I love that. You just see giant fucking meteors come hurling down. It's like, oh shit.
We're
And
in
just
melee.
boom.
Archers, pull back from the
Wiped
field.
out the entire orc infantry. And by the way, Snowstone spams Meteor.
away.
Yeah.
Archers awaiting orders. Watch the flank.
Boom. She spams that like every, I think, 15 seconds. So every 15 seconds, she's like, Meteor.
Pull back. Archers, pull back from the field.
15 seconds, Meteor. It's like, what the fuck? How are you casting it so frequently?
Archers ready. We've unlocked Euratio. Archers. Archers awaiting orders.
This way!
Yeah, see the pathing issue? The orcs are literally running in circles because the pathing in the game is like really bugged on the PC.
Cast
On the
meteor.
Xbox, it's not. Oh my fucking god, she casts another meteor?
Fear not,
Jesus.
and
Archers,
fight
pull back
well!
from the field. Watch the flank.
Oh, Meteor's not the like only spell they got. The other one's with lightning. Yeah,
Archers.
she just keeps spamming fucking Meteor, dude.
Archers. Sir.
This is like a crazy ass battle.
Fear not, and fight
So,
well!
what's happening here is Ellen is escaping because it turns out she's a half elf. And because she's a half elf, Ecclesia's like, oh, you're a half elf? We're gonna have to execute you because humanity #1, baby. So she runs away, and all of her troops follow with her because it's like, yeah, we don't really like Ecclesia as much as we like you.
Thank you for having faith in me.
I don't care if you were a dark elf. That's not what matters.
Normal form! I appreciate it. Once we get through this cave, we're on the southern continent. Let's go. Mate, move out!
So yeah, you get here and it is fucked. The Ecclesia is right on your ass and they don't stop spawning. And the Dark Legion are in front of you and they don't stop spawning. It's like, oh my god. So you're literally stuck
Archers
between a
ready.
rock and a hard
Archers,
place.
halt. Spear. Your orders. Archers, move. Archers. Spearmen.
This is all you had to work with too.
soldiers, get ready!
Spearmen, swordsmen, and archers. That is it.
Move out!
Nothing else. This is where the pathing gets really fucky because again, the PC version's really ass. You see me like spam
Archers
clicking
awaiting
and
orders.
like get your
Spearmen ready
ass
for
over
order.
there.
Spearmen, move.
Be prepared to fight! This way! Move
See, the
out!
pathing's really fucked. Dude, Kingdom Under
Forward!
Fire was like, it's all I played when I was a
This
kid. Dude.
way!
I love Kingdom
Disperse!
Under Fire. Look at that pathing, how bad that is. Again, if I was playing this on the Xbox original, this would not be the issue. It's only the PC port for some reason has issues with
Normal
pathing.
formation!
Kingdom Under Fire Crusaders does not have the pathing issue for some reason, but Heroes
This
does.
path used to be different. We're at a dead end.
Yep.
The enemy is behind us.
Here's Ecclesia.
Just keep thinking of the warm southern weather. We can make it.
Spearman.
Stand put! Forward!
Here it is. I'm trying to like sneak around so I can get to the archers. That doesn't really work out.
Charge!
Yeah, you see the paladins are just fucking spamming Curatio. You just can't hurt their knights. Look at the paladins just spamming that shit. It's like, what the fuck?
My soldiers, get ready!
Enemy casts Curatio.
Fear not, and fight well!
Yeah, they spam that shit like every 5 seconds. Oh yeah, my sword does ice damage, so it freezes fuckers in their place. Very useful.
Your orders? We've unlocked Curatio. Spearman in melee.
It's really interesting because Ecclesia literally does not stop.
Archers awaiting orders. We've unlocked Curatio. Spearman in melee. Curatio poisons the men.
Oh yeah, you may hear like spam announcements constantly when you're playing Kingdom Under Fire. It's really funny. Especially if you're fighting a battle with a shit ton of magic casters. Oh yeah.
Attack! Fear not, and fight well!
There's a head paladin. I'm like, get his ass. Get him! Because if you kill him, then it kills the whole unit. Almost got him. Got it. Congratulations, passed, Zach. Fuck yeah.
Fear not, and
Archers
fight
ready.
well!
You can't cast spells if you're in
We've
combat.
unlocked Curatio.
The AI can,
Lighten
but
the
you
target.
cannot.
Spearman in melee.
It's really annoying. Yeah, exactly. Wait till you get to the higher difficulties. Ellen's campaign is considered very easy. Very easy. So wait till you get to the higher campaign difficulties. What was it, Lucretia's campaign? Is considered normal difficulty.
More coming.
Yep, here comes more. The
Find
golden
another way.
paladins.
Keep together.
The enemy was no match for us.
Yeah, see the pathing's fucking me up.
Your orders? Archers ready. Archers. Archers. Spearman awaiting orders.
Be prepared to
The
fight!
enemy. Ah!
Fear not, and fight well!
Yeah. That's why I go ice weapons, is because if you hit someone with an ice weapon and they freeze, you can get more hits on them. Poison weapons are always going to be like better for damage purposes, but ice weapons are
Well,
The spearman's skills prevail.
so boom.
Ever!
The guy who betrayed you is back and he's in society. Yep, he just healed all of his dudes.
The enemy was no match for our spearmen.
See, Everett learned a thing or two from
Archers awaiting orders.
Some dark elves are roaming the area.
yeah, so here we go. This is the fuck fest. You have dark elves in front of you. But then you have all those Ecclesia guys behind you. Yeah, look at that. It's a non-stop wave of paladins. It's literally non-stop. And then to make matters worse, you have this really bad pathing system in the PC port. So I was losing guys that I shouldn't have been losing. Because it's so difficult. The pathing is so bad.
Fear not, and fight
Spearmen
well!
in melee! Watch the flank! They're surrounded! Pull back! Spearmen are stopping them!
Yeah, see, you just gotta run. Look at how much damage I'm taking. You just have to run. There's way too much going on.
They're surrounded! Archers taking fire! Your orders? We've unlocked Curatio! Archers, move! Archers! Spearmen.
Be prepared to fight! Fear not, and fight well!
Archers awaiting orders.
Yeah, see, we get like to the end of the level.
Fight well! Attack!
And look, I almost die. Jesus Christ. This is considered easy. Here's the best part.
Archers awaiting
It turns
orders.
out I'm not even in the right area. Because this is not the end of the level, I think.
Stand by! Charge! Fear not, and fight well!
Archers ready. We've
Yeah,
unlocked
dude.
Curatio! Arch Spearmen in melee!
That's him healing all the dudes.
Your orders? We've unlocked Curatio! Spearmen in melee!
As I said, this is actually not the area. I need to like move somewhere else, actually.
Archers awaiting orders. The spearman's skill.
First! Fear
Yeah,
not,
see,
and
concentrically fucking paladins.
Curatio!
See, that's where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the wrong area. There's the paladins fighting the dark elves and
Archers
shit.
ready.
Boom, killed the fucking paladins.
move out!
Archers, move! Your orders. Spearmen. Archers away.
Oh yeah,
Curatio!
she cast Blizzard.
Spearmen in melee!
That's what this is. This is Blizzard. This is an ice
Your
spell.
orders. Spearmen. Archers
So it
awaiting
totally
orders. We've
fucks me up.
unlocked Curatio!
Move out!
And this is where you actually do have to
Spearmen
kill
in
these
melee!
guys. That's
Archers
nice,
ready.
right? You get to the end of the tunnel, you're exhausted, you're
Archers
tired.
ready.
All of a sudden, a giant fucking blizzard
We've
is
unlocked
summoned on your ass.
Curatio.
It's like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah,
Archers ready.
another fucking blizzard.
Enchanted blizzard!
Forward!
Yeah, by this point, I'm
Your
just
orders?
like, fuck this, get the fuck out of here.
We've unlocked Curatio! Archers ready.
I think right here I was getting interrupted by my wife or something like that, so I like paused because I was like, damn, dude, I'm about to get my ass kicked.
Archers awaiting orders.
To the north! Don't let the rats stand in our way!
Yep.
Archers ready. Watch the flank. Archers, pull back from the field. Spearmen ready for action. Attack!
Fear not!
Unlocked Curatio.
Whew, 262 kills on the
The
longbowman.
sun! Where?
Yeah. There's also the Walter campaign. The Walter campaign is like really interesting.
Even if just for a
But essentially with the Walter campaign, the very first mission, which is this, is literally like war crimes. It is insane, dude. Oh my god. How's the NCLEX going? Pretty basic. Basically, as in, the NCLEX still has not sent me a day to schedule my test. So because they haven't scheduled me a day yet, there is no testing day at the moment. So I'm just basically studying and doing practice questions over and over and over again. Like let's look at something, right? So this could be like a really interesting example for you wondering what it is that I'm taking. Where's a good one? Oh yeah, select all that apply. Yeah, that's great. All right. A nurse is caring for an unresponsive client suspected of having an uncal herniation after a traumatic brain injury. Which of the following does a nurse understand as an early sign of an uncal herniation? The correct answer is ipsilateral pupillary dilation. Now, you may be wondering what the fuck is an uncal herniation? An uncal herniation is when your brain starts to go down into your brainstem from pressure, because like there could be a bleed that's pushing your brain. There's also different types of herniation, as you can see. Like there's a transcalvarial. Now this is death. If you get part of your brain out of your skull, it will cause brain death. That is 100% going to happen. Like that part of your brain that just stuck out is now permanently dead. You're fucked. That part is just gone. The rest of this is salvageable, but that part, toast. Can't help it. And this isn't, covering all the other shit that I have to deal with. Like, a nurse is caring for a teenage client who broke his femur in a motorcycle accident. He has a full length cast on the injured leg and is to avoid weight bearing on the injured leg for 8 weeks. But before discharge, the client demonstrates that he can use the crutches safely on the stairs. The client demonstrates correct use of the crutches when he leads with the good leg while going up the stairs, keeping the bad leg out behind. Da-da-da. Yeah, tell me about it. So we just went from insane theoretical brain herniation to now, oh, how do you walk with crutches? It's like, what? So you have to go super in depth in the medical world, but also stay like really top superficial stuff like, oh yeah, and by the way, don't forget to take your vitamins. Like, no. It is very tough. It's rough. So yeah. Studying for that has been difficult. So in case you're wondering about being a nurse, just know you have to know a lot of things that they really don't teach you in school. My wife is watching Hell's Kitchen right now. I can hear the beeping in the background. I don't know what's happening, but all I hear is beep, beep, beep. I'm just like, oh yeah, someone's cursing their ass off. Oh yeah. So that's kind of the thing, Fuddy, that you just mentioned, is that it is a very demanding position. And right now, with nursing, what it is that we're hitting. So, right off the bat, before COVID, right? So, before COVID-19, there were very few nurses. We were about 1 million jobs that were available for nurses. That's not good to have that many jobs available, because that means that there's a lot of people who are not receiving adequate care because they just don't have enough staff to care for everybody. But after COVID, that number jumped up to like 1.7 million jobs available for nurses, because you have to remember, a lot of nurses, you have to think of the generations, right? The population. We have more old people today than we do have young people. When you have more old people than young people, that means that your workforce is mostly going to be older people. Well, COVID-19 targets old people, and the nurses are the frontline people. If those nurses die, or they get so sick that they just can't work in the nursing field anymore permanently, you're now losing nurses. But then the new nurses, so now that little tiny population I was talking about, that tiny, tiny, tiny population of young people who just now became nurses, they're so traumatized from how much work it was to be a nurse during the pandemic that they think that they really can't do it. So they quit being a nurse. And that years of schooling was just a fucking waste. And truth was, they could have made it, but because they were fresh right off the bat and they just got hit with the heaviest workload imaginable, and things still seem tough from here on out, they'd rather bail. They'd rather get out. So I don't know what's going to happen in the medical system. I'm very curious, though, to see it. Like, maybe nursing is going to have to be easier. Maybe to be a doctor, it's no longer a PhD degree. Maybe you'll be a doctor with just a bachelor's degree. Like, maybe things are going to have to be dumbed down. And the reason for that is because not enough people are taking the jobs. We need more policies in place that we can just follow like fucking monkeys, and less people doing like this crazy scientific theory bullshit. Like, we don't need that right now. It's great. It's great that we have a doctor who can invent a fucking MRI machine. That's great that we have that. But do we need that right now? Not really, because you can invent all these crazy gadgets, all these crazy pills to help people's diseases. But who's going to give them that treatment? Who's going to help them into those machines? You? Yeah, right. You ever seen a doctor do anything? No. And then it's like, okay, well, what about the nurses? You think one nurse with like 13 patients has the time to spend 1 hour of her 12-hour shifts with 13 patients with your one guy who would benefit from this machine? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So it's going to be kind of interesting to watch. And I'm kind of curious to see what kind of heartless policies will get put in place. And I don't mean heartless policies as in, oh, these are evil people making policy decisions. I mean, this is survival mode. People don't think about it, but we're in survival mode right now. There may be a time where the hospital just simply says, listen, if you're 70 or 80 years old and you've got one comorbidity, just one, you're not getting any medical treatment. The reason why is because we just don't have the staff, we don't have the time, we don't have the resources to take care of you. So just die. And it's like, oof. That would make it easier for nurses and doctors, and that would allow us to repopulate our profession because people would be more drawn to an easier workload. But it would come at a sacrifice of human life. Is society ready for that? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. I'm very curious to see what happens. Because as I said, I think we're kind of at that point right now where hospitals and medical institutions are starting to ease up on things and are starting to be a lot harder on people outside of the medical field. Like, you have heart disease. You don't need a doctor to tell you, hey, stop eating Burger King every fucking day. You should know that. You should know that. It's in public school education. You should know that. And anytime a doctor tells you, hey, listen, I'm going to give you a torvastatin, it's going to help you with your, cholesterol issue. That's on you as the person. Because what do people do? They don't want to change their lifestyle. They're like, just give me a pill and I'll be fine. The pill is not enough. We tell you that. We tell you that. We give you educational material. We give you little brochures and say, listen, this medication helps, but it's not going to stop this. You need to do stuff. What does everyone do? They just go, oh, okay. Okay. Throw this in the trash. Take my pill. I'm good. Doctor said I'll be fine. No, we didn't. People don't want to listen to that. That's fine, but don't come crawling to me saying, I'm dying. Why won't you take care of me? I did take care of you. I took care of you 6 years ago when I told you you need to change your life. You didn't do it. That's not on me. That's on you. Like, we might have to be like that in the medical profession now from here on out. Who knows? I'm very curious to see if that happens. Again, it's not going to be pretty. And I think one of the things that we're going to probably have to do is we're going to probably have to get rid of this whole customer service shit that's in the hospitals lately. The evaluations where it's like, do you feel like you were always heard and always listened to while you were in the hospital? Like, you're alive. Get the fuck out of here. If you have time to worry about your feelings, you weren't dying. That's the way that a lot of people look at it. So as I said, these are possible realities that we might be stepping into in about 10 years, 20 years, because there's not a lot of young people, and the medical profession is about to take a huge hit. We're already at a critical crisis level because we just don't have enough staff. But now we're going to get even worse, even worse. And now we're having it where this is America I'm talking about. In America, the reading level comprehension average just dropped from a 6th grade level to a 2nd grade level. People don't even know how to read and write. How are you going to be a nurse if you don't know how to read and write? How are you going to be a doctor if you can't read or write? How are you going to take care of yourself if you can't read and write? It's kind of scary. So we're kind of looking at it where we have a huge, massive old population, right? And this old population is going to die, but we just don't have the resources to really take care of them. What do we do about it? Do we just cut them off and say, listen, sorry, but you're not getting any medical treatment because you're going to break the medical industry's back if we all take care of you? And then beneath us is this massive wave of young people who are just now graduating high school. They're just now getting into high school. And they can't read or write. And they don't have critical thinking skills. They don't have good attention spans. What's going to happen to these young people? Are we going to have to tell them, listen, you should have paid attention in school. You should have put the TikTok down. That's your fault. Your life is forever fucked. We don't care about you. Because now this tiny little population in the middle, which is you and me, 20-year-old people, we're going to have to look down at the young people who are now coming up and saying, you're a lost cause. Please do not have children. Do not breed. Just die, hopefully soon. And then the old people, we can't take care of you because it's too much. You're going to have to die. Please, I'm sorry. And then somehow create a better society from that. Who knows? I have no idea. Right now, things are really fucking interesting and really scary at the same time. And no one knows a good solution. I have no idea what the solution is. Yeah, exactly. Like, grammar is down the toilet. I am really curious, though, to see what happens. Because the law is the law, you know? If you come to the law and you say, well, sorry, I didn't want to read the whole document, I just signed it, the judge is going to look at you and say, why didn't you read the whole document? All right, well, you didn't read the document. That doesn't mean you're not applied to the document. It's legally binding, you're fucked. These kids are coming out, shit reading comprehension, and then they're going to say, I don't know, I just signed up for something. You don't know you just signed up for something at the bank? You don't know if you sign up for a loan or if you sign for a checking account? That's a great day for the bank, because that means that your dumbass doesn't know what the fuck you signed for. That means they could put whatever they want on your ass. Like, yikes. So we have these like new babies, basically, these new man children who are growing up, who don't have any skills whatsoever. And that's a failing on the parents' part too. Again, that older population. They should have, told them like, hey, pay attention in school, put down the fucking phone, study. But we haven't been. So society as a whole is really like crumbling right now, and it's got a lot of major issues. I don't know what the answer is. Me, I'm a very cruel person when it comes to the law. And it's something that my mom always talks about, because my family is a bunch of lawyers and paralegals, is that if I ever became a lawyer and I became a judge, I would be a very difficult judge for people to deal with, because I'm very matter of fact. I'm very black and white when it comes to issues. Like, did you put your hands on this guy? Yes. Okay, case is done. You're charged with assault, blah, blah, blah. But he scratched my car. I don't care. Put your hands on a fucking human being. That's it. Done. Like, didn't your mom not tell you not to put your hands on a fucking human being? Like, I don't care. Done. I'm just one of those people who's like that. So when it comes to seeing like societal changes, that makes me nice in the medical field, because I do have that black and white thinking where I can just simply tell someone, listen, your outcomes aren't good. Your life's going to be terrible. You can do all the treatments, but this is going to be a disease that will slowly kill you. I can get you ready for the inevitable. And at least then you can have an honest conversation. But when it comes to these issues, like kids not able to read, and they're now becoming like 18-year-olds in the workforce who don't know how to read, my line of thinking is, you should have paid attention to school, dumbass. Stop trying to be a class clown. Now the only joke is your life. Like, damn, let that sink in. It's like, oof, Zach, you can't be that hard to these kids. Like, it's not just their fault. I get it. But someone needs to really rub it in their face and really show them that they reap what they sow. That's just kind of my thought. Again, it doesn't really help the situation, but it does kind of make other generations kind of take notes and go, ooh, I don't want to be a laughing stock by generation whatever fuck I am. Like, I should probably be better. I was watching the anime Assassination Classroom, and there was like a worker bug theory that they were talking about, where if you took 5% of a population and you made them into like a stigma or just some derogatory thing that no one wants to be a part of, it causes the other 95% of the population to work really, really, really hard because they don't want to be that. This is, of course, an anime, mind you. It's not real world, real life. But when I was growing up, failing a class and failing a grade was embarrassing. What the fuck you mean I failed a class? I got a D? Like, that is embarrassing. How do you tell that to your peers? Nowadays I see these like 18-year-old kids and they have no shame. No shame whatsoever. They're like, oh yeah, I failed. Yeah, I cheated on this thing. I still failed. It's not a problem. It's like, not a problem? Like, you have no shame. You have no boundaries. So if we kind of instituted that whole like, we should make fun of people at a certain level, yeah, that's a really bad thing to say. Like, you're promoting bullying. But if you do that, it causes future generations to say, ooh, I don't want to end up like that. I should really study. I should really hit the books. Because if I get a D on this test, I'm a shitty piece of shit like that person. It's like, okay, yeah, you got to do it. The only problem is that when you try to implement something like that in the real world, people are stupid. People will make it into a race thing. They'll make it into an economics thing. They try to divide it by whatever category. I'm telling you now, ideally, that would not be the case. We should all recognize that no matter whether you're rich, poor, black, white, everyone can be retarded to an equal amount. There is no group that is more retarded than the other, trust me. I dealt with people. People are stupid. Like, it's just something that I'm just very curious to see. Because here I am designing a text RPG. And a lot of times when I post this, I see young people comment on it on Facebook and they go, this is a lot of reading. This is a lot of reading? This is simple compared to D&D. D&D has pages of shit. Like, what if you want to throw an axe? Well, you got to find out if it has a throw mechanic. And then you have to look at the throw mechanic and page that. It's like, that is a lot of reading. Mine has very little. That's the kind of reading comprehension that we're encountering right now. Is here I am designing a game that the generation below me won't be able to play because they just don't have the reading skills to read it. It's like, what the fuck? This is easy. This is easy. You're telling me you can't read 1 + 1 = 2? Shit. We're in for a rough time. And it's going to be very interesting. All I know is that when I get older, I'll basically be looked at like as if I'm a genius, when reality is I have just basic reading and writing comprehension. That's the silver lining, right? Is that the worse society does and the worse the standards go down, the higher you look, the better you look. It's like, yeah, that's great. As I said, always look at the silver lining. What reading scores are down? That's great. That means that my scores are probably up through the fucking roof. That way, when you die and you go to your ancestors or your reincarnation, wherever the fuck it is that you believe in, you'll be like, hey man, I was like under crippling credit card debt, but guess what? I was above the standard. It's like, dude, that is such a fucking bad flex. You were above the standard, but the standard was like on the floor. Hey man, I'm above. Gotta look up, gotta look at the positive. Yeah, sad flex, but okay. Yeah, there's a quote in Warhammer 40K, and I absolutely agree with it to an extreme, kind of. That's why some people say I'm a little radical sometimes. But what it was oh god, what was it? I just forgot what I was saying. Damn. Attention span of a goldfish. Oh, this one has a... Oh, okay. Oh, whoops. God, dude, I just couldn't imagine that. I do see it though. Like, I do see people like that where I'm just like, how are you gonna function? Like, how are you gonna live with a second grade reading comprehension? How are you going to do anything in life if you can't do basic functions? I'm really curious. I am dying to know. And I'm dying to know what the government and what other groups are going to do about it. As I said, it could be that medicine just takes a holistic approach, but they take a very tough holistic approach. As in, as I said earlier, your doctor's going to say, listen, you got a heart disease. Here's some pills that will help you, and you need to make these adjustments to your life. Never come to my office ever again. It's like 10 years down the line and your heart is hurting because you didn't listen. You just took the pills. And you come to the doctor and the doctor just says, oh, you're dying from that disease? Well, I can see you didn't lose any weight. I see you didn't change your diet. All right. I just got to submit a form to the government explaining why I'm not treating you, which is that you're not following the treatment protocol. So you should die in about like 2 days, maybe a week. See you next time. And that would be it. It would be like, what? That may be the case in the future, just because again there's not enough doctors, there's not enough nurses, shit is getting worse. I am really curious to see how that would work out though. I am very curious. It's kind of one of those things where it's like it sucks because it's during the time that I'm alive that we have to go through this as a society. But at the same time, it makes it where it's very interesting because you can watch and see how things work out. Like, I wasn't born during the time when space travel was very prominent. And I wasn't born during the time when we were trying to, adventure and discover the world. But damn, I was born around the time where I see societies going through weird shifts and changes that are very, very interesting, to say the least. That is one thing that I do wonder about. So, I should say this. I vote for any president who is willing to do a lot of space research. Like, to me, I think space is really where we need to be going right now. Not because of any reason like, oh, we're running out of resources or blah, blah. No, 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 no. I think that we need to get into space soon because it opens up the economy to an extreme degree and it can promote growth, population growth. Because then what can happen is people will start having more kids as they populate their little colonies and stuff like that. In this way, it would kind of promote a continued growth chart. Like there's one moon, I believe it's the moon of Saturn, called Europa, and it's covered in ice. No, it wasn't Europa. It was Titan. Titan, I believe, is the moon of Jupiter. I believe. Let me see. Saturn. I was right. Saturn. So Titan is a very interesting moon because it's completely made of oil, mostly nitrogen. Yep. Titan has clouds, rain, rivers, lakes, and a sea of liquid hydrocarbons like methane and ethane. You can use this as fuel. You can use this for products. The largest seas are hundreds of feet deep and hundreds of miles wide. Beneath thick crust of water, ice is more liquid. Ocean of primarily water rather than methane. So beneath the methane lakes, you go deeper and it's water. Titan is a very interesting planet, and I don't know why we're not trying to like colonize it as quick as possible. See, it could conceivably harbor life that uses different chemistry than we're used to. Life that we do not know yet. And NASA even says Titan could be lifeless. This is NASA, mind you. So, I would like to see exploration into Titan. Because imagine if you go to Titan, there's lakes, there's rivers, there's clouds. It could have life. It could definitely have fish, octopuses, whatever, crabs, crustaceans. And I'm very curious to see, like, what would that look like? A methane-based life form. Like, we probably wouldn't be able to eat it because it would probably taste like oil. It would probably taste like ass. But it would be interesting to, like, look at these fish, and we would have to pour, like, you know, gasoline or something to keep them alive. Like, it would be very interesting. Because then you have to think, too, if they live on an ethane and methane world, what do they excrete? Do they excrete water? Do they excrete what? Like, the possibilities are endless. Yeah, exactly, Fuddy. Like, why don't we build a space station there on Titan? We build the International Space Station. Why don't we build the space station right above Titan? And just simply keep sending drones, mapping out the geography, mapping out the world. Why have we never touched Titan? Why are we not going into it? There probably is images of Titan. Also, you can notice Titan has like a opaque look to it, and that's because it's methane. You know, it's very flammable planet basically. I'm curious about that too. If you start a fire on Titan, would it just engulf the entire planet? Damn, you know, that'd be interesting. Yeah. As I said, this planet probably smells like ass, dude. Look how beautiful that would be. Oh yeah, Venus, where it rains fucking diamonds and the entire like ground is littered with fucking volcanoes. And it rains acid. Oh yeah, that's right. Can't forget the acid atmosphere. Gotta add that into the mix. That's the beauty of Venus, was that Venus is named after like the goddess of beauty, yet it's like the most fucking hostile planet I've ever heard of. Yeah, it's like the most hostile planet I've ever can fucking imagine. The goddess of love, fertility, and beauty. And then you look at Venus and you're like, God damn. Is there anything on this planet that doesn't kill you? If it rains acid and diamonds, like, what the fuck? Can you imagine that? We get hail, which is just rain of ice, and it knocks your ass the fuck out. It breaks your windshields. Imagine rains of diamonds. You know, you just look up and all of a sudden a giant diamond just lands through your fucking skull. Like, oh my god. Fuck that. I don't want to deal with that. No siree. Funny enough, we've never really cast Energize the spell. Like, that's the thing, too, is like, how big are these diamonds that we're talking about here? All of a sudden, you see a diamond the size of a fucking, like, crib just come fucking crashing down. It's like, Jesus Christ. How the fuck do you even grab that? But yeah, at the beginning of this live stream, I'm gonna end it here because it's been going on a lot longer than I was allowed. So my wife's probably gonna peg my anus tonight. But at the beginning of this live stream, Fuddy, I was saying about how like invaluable you were because you were just a playtester, and how much I wish this game would like kind of expand. We're gonna work on the rest of this tomorrow, and then when I'm done with it, I'll post it that I changed it by just simply copy pasting it all the way down here. So that way all these spells are changed to a much easier digestible format. Again, requirements, to magic, roll, blah, blah, blah. Because it's been bugging me for quite a while. And now I have to do this to every single fucking goddamn magic page. The glyphs I'm not touching. So the glyphs you're just going to have to get fucked. I'm just very curious though. Like, let's look at what Wikipedia's got to say. Titan is the only known object in space other than Earth that has clear bodies of water on it. I wonder what the temperature is on the planet. Because that's the other factor, is how cold is the planet. Titan is larger than the moon, but and larger than the planet Mercury. Wow. Cassini Huygens. That's really cool. Atmospheric superrotation is a phenomenon where the planet's atmosphere moves faster than the planet itself. Huh. I didn't know that. I wonder what that's like to step outside and the wind is just fucking hitting you harder than the planet's actually moving. That's kind of interesting. Oh, never mind. Apparently, ethane is odorless. That's nice. It's kind of terrifying because what if you have toxicity because you're breathing it in and you can't tell because you can't smell it? Organo nitrogen haze. Oh, this one doesn't have a secondary pop up. Wow. The temperatures are minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, fuck that shit. I'm staying inside. Wow, shit. That's interesting. Look at the orbit. So, Titan is the one in red. Look how close it comes to another moon. It's much like Uranus and Pluto, or was it Neptune and Pluto? It was one of those where like they come really close, but very rarely. Like really close. It permanently shows only one face to Saturn. Wow. So if you wanted to look at Saturn from Titan, there is only one place on Titan that you can see Saturn. If you're on the other side, you can't see it. It's gone. It doesn't exist. Wow, that's interesting. 750,000 miles from Saturn. Wow. Yeah, here's a comparison of Titan to our moon. It's fucking massive compared to our moon. As I said, I like space. I remember when I was in middle school, sixth grade or whatever, they give you those fucking geography books, and like the back of it was like all space chapters. Dude, I would fucking go into that all the time. Oh no. The interior may not be hot enough for liquid layer consisting of magma composed of water and ammonia. Oh my god, can you imagine that? I accidentally bathed my dog in ammonia once because I thought it was so first off, let me say this. It wasn't intentional. Okay. What happened was my mom's dumbass boyfriend decided to put ammonia inside an unnamed bottle that was the same color as the flea removal bottle. And the flea removal bottle didn't have a name either. And he said, "Oh yeah, it's the purple bottle underneath the shelf." I go in there, I see two purple bottles, I just grabbed it, I just figured he may have had two. No, it was ammonia. And I'm bathing my dog and I'm just coughing. I'm just like, what is this shit? And the whole time my dog's just staring at me. She's just like, what are you doing to me? Dude. Ammonia is fucking awful to smell. If you smell it, it forces you to cough. You're just like, it's bad. I cannot imagine a volcano that erupts ammonia. Dude, I would be gagging. I would just be like, what the fuck is that? Ooh, Titan may be too high for high pressure ices to form. Damn, what is the pressure? Damn. The presence of ammonia allows water to remain liquid even at temperatures as low as minus 97 degrees Celsius. Wow. Can you imagine that? Life that exists at minus 97 degrees Celsius? There probably isn't life based on the fact that the core is not heated. Cuz this is a bit of geography lesson for you guys. The reason why Earth has life on it, if you're not a creationist, is that life starts as primordial soup. Now, what causes that primordial soup is temperature. Well, our core of Earth is hot. When you go down into the ocean, the deepest layers of the crust, you have these vents. They're called vents. And they always bubble up sulfur, basically a bunch of resources sulfur, iron. They bubble up a bunch of chemical soup. To this day, the oldest organisms that we've seen exist around these vents for good reason. These vents pretty much created the necessary organic components that became life as we knew it. So, without a heated core, Titan probably doesn't have any sort of life whatsoever. If it does have life, that would be a phenomenon. That'd be amazing. We would be asking so many questions like, how did it form? Because this puts a hole in the evolution theory of this bubbling soup that caused enough heat and enough resources for life to become a thing. If life doesn't come from that, where the fuck else does it come from, you know? So this would be very interesting. This would be very interesting to study. Dude, I could read about this shit all day. This is actually really cool. The atmosphere is denser than Earth's. Damn. Opaque, hazy layers. It blocks the light from the sun. Wow. As I said, this is basically a giant planet of just farts. It is ass. But damn, is it interesting. I don't know why we don't visit this planet more often. Is methane a organic molecule? I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think it is. Oh, wow. Atmospheric methane creates a greenhouse effect on Titan's surface, without which Titan would be much colder. Conversely, haze in Titan's atmosphere contributes to an anti greenhouse effect by absorbing sunlight, canceling a portion of the greenhouse effect and making its surface significantly colder than its upper atmosphere. Interesting. So when you enter the planet, depending where you are in the atmosphere, it might actually be warmer than it is on the surface. That's very interesting. That's really cool. Yeah, as I said, I don't get it why we don't. I don't get it why we don't do stuff. We could probably ask. Let's look. Dry lube would be needed to use. Six to 8 years to travel there. Really, I don't think that's up to date. I would think maybe 4 years or five, but not six. Okay, yeah, this guy says it later on, 5 years. I mean, to me, volcanoes spewing out cold ammonia would be rough because have you ever smelled ammonia? That shit is bad for your lungs. You'd basically die because your lungs would start to get fried. But your body would be okay. It would just be, the fucking goddamn awful smell. And then, it's super, super cold. It's like minus 170 degrees Fahrenheit. So you'll probably freeze to death. But I'm just saying, like, that sounds really rough. A new NASA mission to Saturn's giant moon Titan is due to launch in 2027. Ooh, shit. Okay, we just spent like fucking what? 40 minutes or some shit talking about Titan. Yeah, we spent like a good 40 minutes talking about Titan. Alright, I gotta get out of here. My wife's gonna definitely peg my ass tonight. She's gonna grab my butt cheeks and spread them and be like, "You were talking about Fart Planet, huh? Well, I'm about to go where you fart and just fuck my shit up." So, see you